This quick workout will help you keep your attention on your rib cage and its relationship to your breath and to stabilizing your trunk, especially when we're moving your arms through space. I'm going to start out with a breathing warm-up that you can do sitting in any position that you're comfortable in. I'm going to turn sideways to the camera so you can watch my spine move. You're going to bring your hands up behind your head, but with a wide grip closer to your ears. Now first, let's just stay in neutral and feel a baseline of our breath. When you inhale, take the breath in through your nose and feel the ribs expanding out to the sides. When you exhale, blow the air out through your mouth the way you blow out a candle that was far away from you. So just gradual, but a force. And as you breathe in, feel your body take up more space. As your ribs expand, you can imagine getting taller through your spine. And then when you exhale, feel the support that your breath creates. Your abdominal wall compresses as you blow the air out. Now let's add a little more movement. As you inhale, we're going to keep thinking tall, and you're going to lift your chest and chin to look up towards the ceiling. Then when you exhale, I want you to feel the compression and the ribs closing together and down to flex your spine. As you inhale, your ribs lift and separate. So we're going to rise up through neutral into extension. And then as you exhale, the ribs come together and down. You're going to curl forward right at the base of your breastbone to get that deep thoracic flexion. Inhale up, stay on your sit bones, lift from your heart, let your gaze follow. One more time, exhale, curl down, allow the elbows to sink in just a little bit. And as you inhale, let's come up through that neutral into your extension, looking at the ceiling, and then releasing back to neutral and relaxing your arms. All right, so we're going to go down onto your back next. So this is a feeling workout. So the first thing I want you to check in with is your ability to stay in neutral against the weight of your arms moving. So sense the back of your body as you continue working on your baseline breath. I want you to feel your pelvis, and you're going to create neutral. So just as a review of that, you can put your fingertips on your pubic bone, heels of the hands on your hip bones, and if you just rock your pelvis back and forth a little bit, you're looking for the position where your pubic bone and hip bones are about level with each other. You can imagine a cup of water sitting right in that center of that triangle without spilling in any direction. When we arrive in neutral, there shouldn't be any tension in your back. If you feel like a lot of gripping there, you're just going to do a slight posterior tilt, just enough to make that go away. Okay, so then we ask for the obliques as the muscles to stabilize the space between your ribs and hips. And then if you tune into the back of your body again, the back of your ribs should all have good contact with the mat. If you feel your lower ribs thrusting up, I want you to just take a nice gentle exhale and let those ribs settle into the mat. Your neck curves forward just like your low back, so that will not have any contact, and the back of your head should have contact with the mat. Now just stay there and breathe into that. As you inhale, feel the ribs expand so that they keep contact with the mat. And then when you exhale, blow the air out through your mouth and focus on compressing your deep abdominals. And I want you to experience that one more time. So we're not creating any movement of the spine, just feeling like the life force in this mass of the rib cage. And as you exhale, the support, the compression all around your waist. All right, so just from that breathing, if you notice you're real tense in your neck or your chest, pause this, grab a little pillow and put it under your head, and that should release that tension. It's important you're tension-free in your start positions to actually even feel the right muscles. So now I'm going to have you reach your arms up to the ceiling with your palms facing each other. Keep your attention in the back of your rib cage and try to keep it anchored to the mat as you reach your arms overhead. So let's take a breath in to feel the back of the body. Now when you exhale, reach your arms overhead, and at the same time, I want you to feel a gentle force pulling your ribs down towards your hips. So that's those obliques I was talking about. Inhale, lift your arms back up above your chest. As you exhale, reach overhead. So I'm limiting the range of motion to the stability of my spine, so how far I can reach without those ribs popping up. Inhale to lift. Exhale, reach overhead. Make sure your shoulder blades stay nice and flat on the mat. We're just isolating that arm motion. Inhale up. 2 more times. Try to lift your pelvic floor just a little bit. Feel that deep compression all around your waist where that transverse abdominal is. Inhale back up. And 1 more time. Exhale, reaching overhead. And inhale back up. Okay. So when we're moving your legs, we are often focused on the stability of your pelvis, but we have to stay aware of your rib cage as well. we're using both of those bony landmarks as anchor points to keep stability here, no matter what limbs we're moving. So let's review our toe taps. I want you to rock into imprint, and holding your imprint, lift your first leg, and then your second leg up to tabletop. Okay, so we're gonna do something different than usual. While you do your toe taps, I'm gonna have you actually do it with a crunch first, sense where you feel it, and then we'll do a second set with your head back down. So leave your arms by your sides unless you need to support the back of your head, then you can grab the mat or hold back here. And you're gonna exhale to curl up your upper body. Let your arms hover like you're about to do the 100. Take one more breath in, and when you exhale, you're gonna lower one leg towards the mat, inhale, lift it up, and then exhale, lower it down. Inhale, lift. You're gonna keep alternating your legs back and forth. While you do this exercise, I want you to tune into two things. How hard is it to keep your imprint? Is it easy or is it really challenging? Is it easy or challenging to feel the rib to hip connection that's helping you hold your upper body off the mat? And when you start to fatigue, where do we feel it? Is it the neck? Is it the abs or is it the low back? And you're almost there. We're gonna do one more on each side. Exhale, tap down, inhale, lift, exhale, tap down, inhale, lift, and then you're gonna lower your head back down. Okay, I want you to totally release your feet to the mat. We're gonna do a reset of this. So rock back into imprint when you exhale, and you're gonna lift up your legs one at a time to tabletop. Arms back down by your sides. Pillow could still be there if you're using that. Now go ahead back to the same breath pattern. You're gonna exhale, tap down, inhale to lift. Exhale to tap, inhale to lift. Now let's just run that same body scan. How hard is it to hold your imprint in this position? And do you feel that as a challenge at your hips or at your ribs? Okay, so before I ask how hard is it to hold your head up, I can't really ask that anymore. How hard is it to keep your ribs in alignment now that your head is down? Do you still feel tension in your throat or in your chest? And do one more with each leg. Exhale, tap down, inhale, lift, exhale, tap, inhale, lift, and then bend both of your knees, release your feet down. All right, let's try a different position. All right, let's do side lying spinal rotation with the focus on the same region of your body. So first, energetically, you want to create a long spine. So I'm using my bottom arm as a pillow, or you can actually put a pillow under your head. But I want you to still feel that sense of your sit bones and the crown of your head are reaching towards opposite walls. And you might even feel like you can engage your bottom side of your obliques a bit here. My legs stay stacked up and my top arm's forward at chest height. When I breathe in, I'm gonna lift my top arm above my shoulder. Then when I exhale, I'm gonna rotate to the back. Now you're trying to keep your hips still, and I'm turning mostly for my ribs, so I can use that exhale phase of breath and that gathering in of the ribs to create the twist, but also to put the brakes on when I stop. And as I stay here and I continue to breathe in and out, I want you to hold it for a little while. Every time you exhale, you can compress your abs, squeeze the air out of your body, and see if you have any more rotation left through your spine. Take one more breath in to stay here. And then when you exhale, you're gonna lift your arm up and close back over. Let's do another one slow. So I'm gonna inhale, lift the top arm. Now as you exhale, start to rotate as you blow the air out, feel the ribs gathering in from the sides. Notice your oblique sensation getting stronger as you twist deeper. Now when you inhale, I want you to feel expansion. So your ribs open, stay for another exhale. This is your wet towel moment where you're compressing the deep abs, squeezing the ribs in from the side. Breathe in again, energize that arm so it feels really long. And then exhale, lift back up and close. One more time on this side. Inhale, stack your arm over your shoulder. Exhale as you rotate. Let your head and neck twist to follow the spine. Hold here, take a big breath in, let it climb up the sides of the ribs. Stay for another exhale, pulling in your belly button and releasing tension out of your shoulder. You're gonna do one more inhale to stay here. Now try to close this from your abs. Use your obliques, pulling your ribs back onto your side. Let's do the other side. Okay, so resting your head on that bottom arm, top arm forward at chest height, legs stay stacked. You're gonna inhale as you bring your top arm up. Now start to rotate again. Squeeze those knees together, just so you're aware of your legs working as an anchor point. Now you're gonna hold here, take your breath in, and then stay for another exhale. Use the breath to create a little deeper rotation here. One more inhale breath to stay. And then exhale as you lift your arm and close back down. And again, inhale, top arm reaches up. As you exhale, rotate towards the back. Now stay here for your breath in. When you hold for that second exhale, imagine you put a bowling ball in your hand, but you're gonna push your hips in the opposite direction to keep them as an anchor point. Take one more inhale breath to stay here. Exhale, up and over to close. I hope that bowling ball wasn't too violent of a weight change. One more time, inhale, top arm reaches up. And exhale, rotate towards the back. Big breath in, feel those ribs expand. Stay for one more exhale, be patient with it. Feel the deep abdominals compress. Feel the obliques twist you deeper like you're wringing out. Last breath in to stay, and then exhale to lift your arm and close back over. All right, from here, let's go into kneeling on your hands and knees. Now from the kneeling position, let's work on the kneeling swim so you can practice stabilizing. Now your rib cage isn't touching anything, so you have to use an internal sense of positioning. So what I mean by that is I'm gonna activate through my limbs. My limbs are in contact with the ground, so my knees and my hands, I'll push away from the floor a little bit, and that way I can sense my rib cage pressing against my shoulder blades, so I have a relationship again, and I'm aware top and bottom, crown of the head reaching away from the sit bones. Now I'm gonna try to keep my shoulders and hips square to the floor, take a breath in to prepare, and then exhale, reach one leg and the opposite arm away from each other, and then inhale to lower back down. As you exhale, find compression in the deep abdominals and then reach out the arm and leg. Inhale to lower. See if you can observe your abdominals activating like a sling of support underneath you. So this is another great time to sense them working, but as little as you need to get the job done. Exhale, reach out. And the sling sensation is really a combination of layers of your abdominals. That transverse, the deepest layer that wraps around you like a girdle or corset, is engaged. But I still need the obliques. They're really like a tight hammock here, maintaining the energy between the ribs and hips. And just one more time like that, exhale, reach out, and inhale to lower. Okay, so from there, we're gonna go back on your back. I wanna do just one more ab series where again, you just have that comparison of head down to head up. All right, so going into single leg stretch, let's all start with our head down, okay? So as you remember, the abs are longer. It might feel a little harder to keep those ribs down. If you need support for your upper body, go ahead and grab that pillow to put your head on. You're gonna rock into an imprint. So connect with those obliques and feel the sensation of drawing the hips towards the ribs. So you're a little tighter there. You're gonna lift one leg and then the other up to tabletop. Take your hands, take your hands. You're gonna pose it by your right knee and you're gonna send your left leg out straight. On your inhale, start to switch your legs and exhale, reach away. So as you switch back and forth, hopefully you'll notice I'm kind of on a higher diagonal than you might have seen me do in other videos. Again, this is how I'm counterbalancing that challenge of it being harder to keep my ribs down. My legs feel much lighter when they're up high. So if it's too easy right now, you can go lower. And if your legs are not real long, you might need to drop them lower to get a better challenge. Pull in, and in, and in. One more on each side. Okay, good. So now let's go ahead and see what it's like when you come back up to flexion. So I'm gonna use the exhale phase of breath to nod my chin, curl up, slide the ribs towards the hips. So right now I feel more work holding up both ends of my body. Then as I reach out, I'm gonna exhale and exhale. Okay, so now the work of the obliques becomes more about lifting the weight of my body into the air. But the actual work of holding the imprint might feel a little easier to you just because you have more sensation there. So every time you exhale, you can feel the rib to hip connection. And 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Let's tuck your knees in, let your head come down, but leave your legs up. All right, we're gonna go into double leg stretch. I'm gonna work that backwards again. Head up set first, head down set second. So pose your hands on the sides of your knees, nod your chin, curl up your head and shoulders, and get that shortening sensation. You're gonna stay for a breath in. When you exhale, keep looking at your legs, and you're gonna reach your arms and legs away from each other. Inhale, circle your arms, tuck your knees in. Exhale, arms and legs reach away. Inhale, circle and tuck. Exhale, reach out. Circle and catch. You're gonna do 2 more. Use your exhale to get more lift from your upper body. Inhale, circle. 1 more, circle around. Now you're gonna let your head back down. Okay, before you start, just do an exhale breath. Pull a little deeper into that imprint so it feels fresh. Take one more breath in. On the exhale, reach your legs out. Start on a slightly higher diagonal. Still reach your arms back toward your ears. Inhale, circle and catch. Now this should be tougher because I've got the challenge of the arms reaching overhead, but I also have the weight of the legs reaching out. So I have to navigate all that load and that they possibly don't match. Sometimes when things aren't symmetrical, one's high, one's low, it's really hard to judge how much force to give either end of my body. One more time, and reach out and tuck back in. Or you can squeeze your knees in towards your chest and release your feet back down. Let's bend backwards one more time. And when you get flipped over, I want you to turn your toes out and open them about as wide as the mat. You're gonna set your arms in a W position. Now, I've set you up like we're about to do a swan dive, but we're really only gonna lift up about halfway through our spine like we do in the breaststroke prep. I want you to place the forearms on the mat in a position that you can kind of drag them a little bit. We're gonna do some isometric contractions against the mat or against the floor to help you engage a different sensation when you lift up. So let's sense that first. If you feel the heels of your hands, you're gonna make an energy like you were dragging your arms this way, but you're not actually gonna move the arms. So just pull on the floor. And you can see if I do it real hard, I actually pull myself forward. I don't want that either. Just that beginning of sensation. Now, if I keep my arms active that way, when I lift up into my extension, I'm gonna press my nose forward and I'm gonna push up away from the floor until just one rib is left touching. And then I'm gonna lower back down, sequencing through each rib, then my chest, neck, and head. Now we're working with the breath, so I want you to inhale as you lift up, and you're gonna let your breath open and expand the front of your body, collarbones wide. Then exhale, as if you were collapsing, pull those ribs down one at a time, then your neck and head. Inhale, lift up. You want to pull your shoulder blades back and down into a V as you extend, and then exhale, compress your abs, pull them away from the floor when you drop. Just one more time. Inhale, lift up, extending the upper body, and then exhale to lower back down. Okay, from here, you're gonna shift back into a shell stretch, round your spine. Don't waste this opportunity. Focus back in onto the breathing in the rib cage. You're gonna inhale into your back. Exhale, compressing your abs, get a little more scoop underneath you. One more inhale to release the muscles you just worked, and exhale to roll up. Let's finish up with a mermaid. So again, you can sit however you're comfortable, legs crossed, or you can go to a real mermaid position. All right, I'll just stay in the mermaid position because here I am. So you're gonna keep one arm down, one arm up, and we're just gonna repeat over and over again. And inhale breath, I want you to reach that arm up so we create a traction. On your exhale, you're gonna side bend. I want you to bend the elbow on the stabilizing side so we can stretch. And then inhale, you're gonna lift back up. As you exhale, you're sliding down the ribs toward your hip. As you inhale, breathe into this open side like you're filling with air to float up. Exhale, side bend over. Inhale, expand, rise up, stack over that sit bone. One more time. Exhale, collapse down. And inhale, back up. Let's switch your legs if you need to, otherwise just switch your arms. Reaching up high again, an inhale breath before you start, get a little lengthening energy, and then exhale, you're gonna pour yourself over. On your inhale, rise up, putting space between each bone. And then exhale, collapse back down. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, side bend over. Inhale, up, and exhale, and inhale to lift. Relax your arms back down.